Okay, so I am going to set up my StarWind VTL and I'm going to configure Arcserve Backup and to use the StarWind VTL, and we'll also look at some cloud replication. So the first thing to do is actually to create the VTL. I have already installed StarWind VTL and it's already licensed. And you can see here, this is the name of the server I'm attached to where StarWind is installed. And to create a VTL device, I'm literally just going to click on the Add VTL Device button. I'm going to create a new library, which in this case is going to be called VTL2. And I can choose a location. And I've actually attached a iSCSI drive to a storage device, which is labeled V drive. And then I can click Next. I have an option to automatically fill the available slots with tapes, but usually I prefer to customize my tapes slightly, so I'll deselect that. I choose to create a new iSCSI target for connectivity from Arcserve Backup to the VTL. And it's as simple as that. My VTL has been created. As I mentioned before, I want to create tapes. Now I've actually got 96 slots that I can create. It's quite easy to create them all. I can choose to store them in a custom location if I don't want them to go into that folder that I created on my V drive. In this case, I do. I can specify a custom barcode if I want to, something to indicate that what I'm using the tapes for. So I'll just put ARC for Arcserve Backup. And like I said, I can have 96 of these tapes created initially and choose my tape size. I'm just going to choose the largest size, which is 12 terabytes. It's the largest available currently. I can, of course, create custom tape sizes I wish to. And also there's this option here to split into parts. Now, one reason why you might want to split your 12 terabyte tapes into parts would be if you were turning on Windows deduplication on the destination. The largest file size that can be deduplicated by Windows is actually 1 terabyte. So it kind of makes sense to split the tape into 1 terabyte files. So I've created those tapes. Going through the process of creating those tapes. Now you can see we have a whole selection of tapes in our tape library. They have the barcode beginning with ARC, and we can see in size in total 12 terabytes, and the current consumption is of course 0. They're not really occupying any disk space at the current stage. You can see underneath here we have what's called the offline shelf, which is a location where we store tapes that have been ejected. Now these tapes could have just been ejected from the library and be stored on local disk, or they could have been synchronized to the cloud. So I'll just have a quick look at the cloud replication, which is the ability to take your tapes once they're ejected and store them for long-term archiving in one of many cloud providers. As you can see, we've got Amazon S3 and Glacier, we've got Backblaze, we've got Azure, we've got Wasabi, and of course, anything that is Amazon S3 compatible. For the demonstration purposes, I'm going to use Amazon S3 and Glacier. And I need to get my access key and the secret key, and also specify a bucket. I've added my access key, secret key, and bucket, and I'm using the Asia Pacific Sydney region. And I get this warning because I already have lifecycle management rules created. I've used this bucket previously for a VTL demo. So I just click OK to accept that I'm going to overwrite those rules. And I can choose some file retention settings. First option is when do I want to begin replication to the cloud, when a tape is removed from the drive. And I can choose replicate immediately, or I can choose never replicate, or I can set a value based in number of days. For demonstration, I'm just going to use replicate immediately. I have an option to automatically create new tapes when a tape is removed from the VTL, if I want to do that. To keep a copy of the tape locally, how long do I want to keep it for? So the default is never delete, or I can choose to delete immediately. If I've successfully copied the tape to the cloud, I could choose to delete immediately, or I can set a value in days. So I might set something like 30 days to keep the tape on my local storage. How long do I want to keep in cloud storage? And again, I can choose to say never delete, or I can set a value in days, how long I want to keep in cloud storage. I'm going to say never delete for now. And finally, because we're using S3 in Glacier, it's how long do I want to keep the file in S3 before moving it to Glacier. I choose to move during the day, which is basically means immediately, as soon as possible, move the tape to Glacier. I can choose not to use Glacier whatsoever, or I can set a value in days. So typically you might set something again like 30 days to give you that kind of rapid recovery from S3 without having to check things out of Glacier. So for now, I'm just going to choose move during the day. The VTL is now configured. I just need to connect my backup server to it. So I'm going to use the iSCSI initiator app and simply type in the target. And I can use the local IP. Let's click on quick connect, and there we go. We have got our VTL connected. Simple as that. Now, from an Arcserve Backup point of view, if I go and see my devices, I can even refresh here, and I'm not going to see the tape library appear. What I actually have to do is go to my server admin, stop the tape engine, and then restart the tape engine. Now if I go back to my device and select refresh, I can now see I have my HP MSL G3 series, 4 tape libraries and a whole collection of tapes. A couple of things I can do quickly is first of all change the library properties and just specify that this library is a VTL. And what I also want to do is inventory these tapes. So I'll click on the option here to inventory the tapes and just select all of my slots and just do a quick inventory. Okay, I can see the inventory is now complete, and as you can see, I have a whole collection, 96 blank medias that can each hold 12 terabytes of data. Now ready to begin a backup, so I'm going to just go to the backup wizard. And I'm just going to complete a very simple normal backup of a client agent. So I'm just going to choose normal backup, select my source, and I have some client agents already deployed. I'll just choose a folder to back up. I think I'm just on the E drive. Yeah, I'll just get that folder and that folder. And choose my schedule. Again, I'm just going to do a very simple one-time backup. And choose my destination, which is obviously going to be my VTL. A couple of options I just want to check here. First of all, to use VSS, and under here I'm just going to choose to eject the media once completed, and submit. Just give the job a name and get it to run now. You can see straight away that the job is connecting to the media, and it's going to format the tape and start the backup.
So I would ask that those questions be put to Services Australia, who are administering.
Okay, the backup has completed. And if I look at my device, I can see the name of the tape that was used. There you can see is the tape, which of course I can select to remove if it's not been configured to automatically be removed. And after a period of time, the cloud replication process will kick in and start uploading to my choice of cloud.